Good evening. I'm Marvin Brown with News Now Influence. The Democratic Alliance D has issued a firm warning to the government, stating that it may withdraw from the Government of National Unity (GNU) if President Cyril Ramaphosa signs the controversial Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill, or BELA Bill, into law. The DA's opposition centers around concerns that the bill grants too much power to the Department of Basic Education, which they say will undermine the role of parents and local school governing bodies in important educational decisions. The DA's criticism is primarily focused on what they view as a troubling centralization of power. According to the party, the BELA bill places significant decision-making authority in the hands of provincial education department heads, weakening the influence of local school governing bodies and reducing the involvement of parents in key areas such as school admissions and language policies, away from a community-driven model to a more bureaucratic one controlled by the state. Another major issue raised by the DA is the potential financial impact of the bill. They are concerned that the new law could place an additional burden on provincial education departments without providing the necessary funding. In particular, they fear that this could negatively impact essential programs like the National School Nutrition Program, which provides meals to millions of underprivileged students across South Africa. The DA is also particularly critical of the BELA Bill's provisions regarding homeschooling. They argue that the bill imposes overly stringent regulations on homeschooling families, infringing on parental rights and autonomy in deciding the best educational environment for their children. Under the new law, parents who choose to homeschool would face stricter oversight, which the DA believes would create unnecessary red tape and bureaucracy. In addition to these concerns, the DA has pointed out what they see as a lack of meaningful public participation in the development of the bill. According to the party, while there were many public submissions raising valid concerns, the final version of the BELA bill fails to address these issues adequately. They accuse the government of disregarding the input of key stakeholders, including parents, educators, and governing bodies, which, they say, compromises the democratic process. The BELA Bill, which has already passed through both the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces, seeks to amend several sections of the South African Schools Act. Its main aim is to improve administrative processes and governance in schools across the country. Key provisions include making grade are compulsory for all students and revising admission and language policies to combat discrimination. While the government argues that these changes will promote greater equality and improve education, the DA maintains that the bill is deeply flawed and regressive. The party's opposition to the bill has reached the point where it is threatening to escalate the matter further. If President Ramaphosa signs the bill into law, the DA has warned that it may take the drastic step of withdrawing from the GNU, a move that would likely have significant political consequences. That's the latest from the Democratic Alliance's standoff with the government. I'm Marvin Brown with News Now Influence, keeping you informed.